Oh boy, we didn't mean to start this early. Oops. Well, I didn't. I pressed the wrong button. I don't want to end the live stream. I don't think I can change it though. I think we're. Yep. Okay. Well. We'll be right back. Still not ready, so y'all just gonna have to sit here for a second. I accidentally pressed the stream button. I wasn't ready. A little bit early. I will be back in 1 second. And I did not mean to start this so early, so I apologize. I will be right back. Okay. So forgive me just for a second. I've got I started this stream way too early, and I just pressed the wrong button. I was honestly trying to just see what the angle of the camera was looking like, and pressed the wrong button. So I can't see anybody's comments so far. I'm just now getting the computer pulled up. Cat just walked in the room. I want you guys to leave questions. If you are in here right now, leave questions for me to answer. This is going to be a question live stream, question Q&A live stream, and we'll kind of go through and we'll answer your guys' questions. Some of you have left them in other places, so we're going to kind of go through today and see what all's out there. And let me see if I can start my stream here. All right. I've got to go to my channel, and I apologize for not responding to you guys just for a second. I'll pretty much officially start this here in just a second. Okay, so I'm on. I was not prepared, and I apologize. 5 people watching, that's awesome. So I'm trying to get the chat pulled up right now, and we'll get started with some of your guys' questions. I'm going to post over to Discord right quick since we started early. Live stream has started. Let's see. Hopefully. Okay, having some issues right now. I hope we're not having issues on y'all's end right now, because I know there's 5 people watching. I've got spinning logos. Okay, I'm gonna try to resolve these problems right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let me just try to get over to maybe that app will work. Let's see. It's struggling right now. Okay. Okay, so there's that. Okay. Let's see. Should be on now. Okay. So it's hold on. Okay, it's officially 7 o'clock, so I'm going to get started with my spill. Sorry I started early, but I wanted to kind of get in here at the beginning. I was checking out the camera angle, making sure everything was okay. I accidentally pressed the live stream, basically the start button, and it began. So, guys, this is going to be a Q&A live stream, so I'm going to take pretty much all questions here tonight. Some of you had asked for, more chat-based live streams rather than giveaway. I mean, I know people would like to see the giveaways, and that's understandable. But we're here to answer questions tonight that you have, specifically about football, anything else in general. Those are the things that we're talking about here tonight and going through. But the one thing that I want to start off with, kind of go through our social media links, make sure you guys are all up to speed with all of that stuff. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Football Coach, and that's MRFB Coach on Twitter. I'm trying to be more active on Twitter, but when we normally do the live stream giveaways, you have to be following Twitter anyway. So I'm working on Twitter, kind of getting that one going. We also have Instagram. A lot of you have my Instagram on there. We used to use that a lot more, but I'm still trying to post photos, add to the story, and so forth. So you'll see updates through the channel through there. You'll know when new videos have been posted and so forth. And then for the other 2 things we have Discord. We have a private Discord forum where you can go and ask questions anytime you want, not just in this video, but if you want to interact with more people, we have that availability for us. And then the final thing is Patreon. We're going to be doing some different things with Patreon, as we get going. So Patreon will kind of go through, and Patreon is it's a subscription based thing, monthly donation, and I don't ask you guys to do that. It's not a requirement by any means. If you want to support the channel in that monetary way, that's okay, and you'll get your name at the end of videos and stuff, but that's just one of the perks. But like I said, that's kind of the things that I'm looking at here as far as that goes. But okay, I want to start with questions here. I'll start with what you guys have in here right now, and then I'll go and look at everything else that was throughout the rest of the all the other social media links that I tried to post to. So we'll see what we got. So here we go. Everybody, let's just do a roll call real quick. We've got Say Charles in here. We've got Mir. We've got Cliff. Lurking Much. We have Christian Lopez. We have Jay Goat in here. Trayvon. And, of course, my wife's rolling in here as well. Hopefully this is all up to date, because I'm kind of worried that, this is everything's going slow. So I apologize if I'm trying to get to trying to get up to speed here. But anyway, so we'll start with the first question I have here. At least the first one from Mir was how do you get faster? How do you get your speed up? So, um, you know, we've not really done a whole lot on this channel about speed, and I can honestly say that that's not my main forte as far as looking into how we can get faster. You don't just get faster just from running. That's it's a common misconception. If you go out and just run all the time, it's good. I mean, it's don't get me wrong, running is a good cardio exercise. But in the game, as far as football, if that's what we're talking about, football is a anaerobic sport, and what anaerobic means is that we are going at very fast, short burst. Just think of one play in football. The average play lasts about 6 seconds. So we want to try to be fast in that 6 second period. And so sometimes training in that mindset gets us, to that. And I've got different resources on speed, and I'd have to really dig into some of the things that I have if y'all wanted more stuff on that, as far as speed goes. But that's what we're looking at tonight. Let's see. Cliff says no giveaway. Yes, and I would consider that question. We have no giveaway tonight, so I'm sorry that we don't have a giveaway for you guys. But that's I'll tell you my reasoning behind it. So it's Sunday. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. Post office isn't open. And then so I'm actually busy all this week going back to work. And so it's going to be hard for me to find time to go to the post office. And it ended up working out to where I'm taking after the week after next, I'm taking the week off on vacation. So it's not a good time for a giveaway. But as soon as we're back with, giveaway live streams, there'll be a lot more happening with the channel. And we'll be, looking at doing some more of those. So we'll make up for it for sure, and we'll get back to live. So I know that's why a lot of people aren't showing up right here, because 5 is pretty uncommon for us as far as that goes. Christian Lopez's question: some tips for center and defensive ends. Okay, we'll start with center. I know we've answered center questions before. One thing that I'm trying to implement a lot more is, especially when a center trains, whether that's working with steps that you're taking or whether you're working on getting off the ball quicker. I'm looking to make sure the center is getting involved with the snap, and there's more stuff with just the snap in itself that we could probably do videos on. And I just started working today on offensive line drill videos that are going to go up on YouTube. And so they're, at least the first set of videos that we have for that is going to be a free video that everybody's going to get. There's several drills you can do at home. So that's something I'm working on. But as far as, center goes, it's about quickness. It's not really, sometimes centers are quick in some ways. We've never really, I've had all centers of different shapes, sizes, athletic ability. I mean, I'm not saying the guy has to be just an absolute stud athlete, but the center's got to be smart. And if you're an intelligent guy and you understand blocking schemes and defenses, and that's something that we put on our center a lot of times, is to know pretty much everybody else's blocking scheme in that way. I just spilled coffee on myself. Okay, let's see. So, yes, no giveaway. Sorry. Trayvon Bolin had a question on shoulder pads. So I'm going to go through some shoulder pad stuff here. I'm going to have to pull up some stuff first on Riddell's website. Okay, so let's It's nice when you type in the video, or it's nice when you type in the. My videos do pop up when you type in Riddell SPX shoulder pads, but we weren't looking for those. We were looking for the. We're looking for a sizing chart for the SPK shoulder pads. Sorry, question earlier. I thought it was a good question. I want to look here. Try to see sizing chart. What I guess if Trayvon's in here, what was the, I'm trying to think of how I should phrase this, but, or what, I guess what, I could go back and look, but what style shoulder pad are we looking for? Are we looking for quarterback, receiver, running back, D-back? What are we, I can't remember what we were looking for on that one. Chris the General's in here. Yeah, I mean, I would say that a lot of people, watch the streams for the giveaways, and that's completely understandable. I get that, but I knew that it was going to be kind of more troublesome for me to try to get. And I know it's just simply putting it in a package and go to the post office, but literally this upcoming week, I work from 7 to 5, and like it's not going to be. It's not going to be. We could, and I could wait till I get back after vacation, but it's just not something we're going to do right now. But I'm telling you guys, wait it out. We've got a active giveaway right now on the channel. So if you want a chance to win a Shock Doctor 3D mouth guard, there's one of my latest videos. There's an open giveaway right now for that. So yes, we do have an active giveaway, but nobody's winning it tonight. So Tuesday we will select that. Skill, if it's JP, okay. So we're looking for the skill set. And I brought the adult size in here. I really don't think I'll need them. But when we look at skill position, JPK pads, I think you gave me his size and so forth over there on Discord. So let me roll over to Discord right quick and see. So, I mean, obviously you get the. I apologize. I'm just now trying to. I need to really let me find a sizing chart, because as far as I know, they don't have a sizing chart on here. Let me look on Riddell and see if they've got it. And if I don't see it there, I'm going to go to the catalog and find it. I have a catalog on me, so we'll have to find one digitally to try to find that size. Riddell orders are being delayed for COVID-19. That's not surprising. I'm glad we got all our reconditioning done already. So, okay. So as far as sizes that they go in the JPK Plus skill pads, they go all the way from double extra small to large. You want to probably leave a little room for growth in those, depending on, like, I would say you'd at least want these pads to get you a year or two. I'm going to have to go find I'm finding the catalog just a second here. So 2020 football catalog. And what we'll do is we'll try to compare sizes, try to figure out what exactly he needs there. Let's see. Shoulder pads. So page 61. That is not page 61. Okay. PX JPX skill. There it is. Okay. Oh, what in the world? Okay. Okay. So now what you should do, and what I'll try to do is I'm actually going to open up a second window here and look at another catalog. Let's see if you can do. Can you duplicate? Yeah. Okay. So let me see. So page 83. And I'll get to y'all's questions here in just a second. I apologize. I'm answering a question here for Trayvon. Gotta find it. Alrighty. So I've got both of them pulled up here. What you should do is you need to measure. I'm guessing. Okay, so this is your brother. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to measure the shoulder width of your brother. Okay, and that's from basically if you have like you could do it in a multitude of ways. If you don't have a measuring tape, a ruler works. The measuring app that's on iPhones, or I don't know if Android and Google devices have that, but I know the iPhone does. It works really well. I was measuring stuff with it the other day to see how accurate it was. It's pretty accurate. But what you need to do is measure his shoulder width, and that's from like what I measure when I measure guys is like kind of the medius part of the shoulder, and you just measure right across the back because you want the shoulder pads to, as far as what they cover, they need to be able to, as far as like safety goes, you're measuring that. I'll show you the back here. Those pads need to cover like that open exposed shoulder. Like if I put these on and showed you, like I think like you guys can be the judge, but like I may be too big for these, but like you want it to, full coverage on the back. Another thing that you can also measure across the chest, but we just do shoulder width, and that seems to work out. So, Chris General says bicep bands came in yesterday on the birthday. Thanks a lot. Absolutely. My wife has linked the. If you look up there on our pinned comments, she's linked the mouthguard giveaway, so that's something we want to look at. I would go, for his size, Trayvon, I would go for just like I said, if he's in between, go a size up. I would say don't go a size down. It's better off to go a size up in a lot of ways. So Chris General says, I think we're going to have football over here in New York. COVID deaths are at an all-time low right now. He says 89 question mark. So new cases are going down. That's good. It is early before football season really gets going. That's good. NCAA is allowing. Yeah, I've heard a lot about the NCAA guidelines as far as that goes. That'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. So, what I'm looking at is we pretty much got the clear that we can start working our kids out. Obviously, you can't practice football. As far as the guidelines that I understand right now, is that in our state, we can't, obviously, obviously you can't go practice football. You can, but we can't have contact right now. It's a non-contact period anyway. I'm not sure how they're going to do camps and stuff like that. I don't know if that all stuff's gotten the go ahead yet. but that's kind of where we're at. And a lot of sports like baseball are starting back. Kind of the youth baseball is starting back here. So I'm really not sure what we're doing yet. If we're gonna, I mean, it brings a crazy dynamic to this whole thing where you know in the summer you try to do team activities as much as you can. Whether that's lifting weights, speed training, etc. Um, under the guidelines, you technically, the way that they have written these guidelines, you technically can't have a spotter. So, like, what are you going to do for, like, lifting heavy? I mean, this is kind of that weird time where, you've got to be, maintaining and kind of building on that. So it made me kind of think that we'd have to be pretty creative as far as, what we're trying to do in the weight rooms. And obviously running, running our guys would be, not a big problem. You can have safe social distances, but within people. But I mean, coaches are going to be we're going to be masked up this year. It'll be awesome. I'm already imagining what I'm going to look like. I'll have a mask on and hat and sunglasses. Nobody will know who I am out there, and it'd be kind of nice. Um, but yeah, I think everybody we got the June 1st as well. But I mean, the guidelines are it's crazy. It's almost like and technically there's I would say there's even no guarantee just yet that football's back, but this is a good sign. This is a good sign that it's back. I remember back when we were doing live streams a month or two ago, and I was very much I was worried about football season just not having it at all, and a lot of senior seasons getting decimated from this, and and think of it from the standpoint of when this all first started, especially with college athletes. There was no spring sports season. Nobody was crowned champions of any of that, and so it's it's crazy. Um, but yeah, we're kind of in a change right now, and we don't know exactly what all is going to happen. So we're coming in on Tuesday, I guess, to kind of start working these plans out if that's the direction that we're going in. So that's kind of where we're at this point. So it's crazy right now. I'm going to try to go over to Instagram and see if we've got any questions that we're going to be answered on there. Go to the story. Oh man, the only response, was left from my best friend in high school, Gary, who came on a few weeks ago as a guest, I guess you'd say, in the chat, and he's been the only one on Instagram that's left us anything, and I really don't even want to answer that question, um, at least not live. So we'll move on. And it's not a bad thing. It's just it's just I'm not gonna get into it. It's more of an inside joke. But so Christian says we start August 3rd in Iowa, August 24th. Crystal Generals in New York. We're August 3rd, and so I mean, it's gonna be good either way. To finally get back into this thing. Um, I'm kind of excited for what's coming here this football season. I just know we have probably a better. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a better chance it's all going to be okay under just the strict guidelines and so forth. But I mean, y'all know that it's kind of the same deal. Um, you know, the country kind of reopened and so forth, and so everybody's kind of getting back to normal, or what this new normal is. So it is positive. I worry about that it's too fast. But ultimately, I think if we all get back to normal, I think it gets better. I think, for everybody involved. So, you know, getting back to work, you know, we're kind of getting back into the groove of it. Um, and it'll be good. Honestly, I don't even know anything really about school. Sports are directly tied into that. I feel like we know more about sports than we do actually the school part of it. I'm not sure what you guys have heard on states and so forth. We've not really heard anything unless I'm just totally not in the loop. Um, but what I, you know, what I see is the sports are definitely trying to get back to normal rather than, and I think we've seen a lot of schools offering virtual classes and so forth for their students. I'm not sure how that's really going to work, and it's a huge deal, where we're at, and so it's just not. I don't know. It's going to be crazy. Let's see. So if I've answered most questions so far that I've seen, I've not seen anybody else talking here, but um, hopefully we're good on those kind of gear questions. Next week, let me go ahead and give you guys some updates here, and what we'll do as far as the channel goes, I'll tell you guys kind of what's coming this week, and what you guys can kind of expect for videos this week. To be honest, I need to kind of look myself at what videos are coming out. So, let's see. So, we've got a defensive breakdown video of part 4 coming out on Tuesday, just so y'all see that. Hopefully, you guys have seen those huddle defensive. It's more for coaching stuff, but I did that one. Those have been fun to do. And then just to tell you guys ahead of time, top 5 mistakes I've made on YouTube will be released on what am I trying to say? Thursday, because we're Tuesday and Thursday now. And then we've got videos scheduled back here, and I've been working on some new videos here recently within the channel. So we've got new videos coming out. I talked about some. I just started today on the drill videos, so I'm excited to kind of work on those drill videos and get those going. That's going to be kind of fun to kind of go through that. We started with the offensive line, but we're going to slowly, kind of start working our way into other positions. What we'll kind of do is we'll just kind of slowly build on all these position videos. We're doing offensive line first, and then we're going to go to linebackers. We're going to do like just basic linebacker stance drills. Just simple things at first, and then kind of moving. I don't know if it'll go offense, defense, stuff like that. But we'll kind of we'll do that. I'm not an expert in running backs. I've only coached running backs very little in my career. I have coached them when I was, coaching younger kids, but I mean, it's the same thing. They're just, that was what I did for 3 years, I guess. Was coached youth running backs on the team that I was the head coach of. So it's we'll do running back stance videos and kind of get to that. But as far as like drill technique, I mean, and drill things, you really just got to look at what your offense does as far as running back goes. So like it depends it depends on a lot of things, but we'll get into those kind of things. Inzer says when running shotgun, what's your thoughts on a dead ball snap? Personally, I'm a big fan of the dead ball snap. And those of you that don't know what the dead ball snap is, this is where you take the football at the end, and essentially instead of normally I've got a ball over here to demonstrate this. This when I first started out in coaching, this got big. It's also known as the Sutherland snap. So that's rings in other kind of technology or another terminology is Sutherland dead ball snap. We've called it bear claw, stuff like that. But what you do with that snap, I'll give my thoughts on it here in a second. But what I teach guys to do is to take their middle finger, put on the laces for the center, and basically you just outstretch that ball, and you just snap it straight back. And the dead ball snap, so when it arrives to the quarterback, it's not spinning in the air. It's it's dead. And so the idea is the ball is not spinning, and so the quarterback can catch it and get his hands on the laces a little bit quicker. It's proven to be pretty effective, I would say, with teams that exclusively run it and use that style. I think it works better with guys with smaller hands, just to be honest. I don't have really big hands. My fingers aren't as, I've got bigger palms, but not as big fingers. So like this snap works really great for me. So that's kind of where we're going from this. So, I didn't see this one. Need a 5 things not to do in a football game. Well, I mean, you could just list off penalties and probably get that, but I mean, I guess we are doing top 5 videos, and so like here's the ones I've got lined up right now to do. These haven't been filmed yet, but these are the ones that are in the works, and so they're gonna come out offense, defense, offense, defense. But it's going to be tight end, linebacker, running back. That's as far as I've got. So we'll do that later on. But yeah, we looking at that, and I actually need to cross some videos off here that have actually been done as of today and yesterday. So we've got more to do there. But yeah, really like the dead ball snap too. A lot of guys around me don't like it at all. I think it's better for younger kids. When I was coaching youth, that's how I taught our kids. We did that snap program wide. So like our 12th grade center, I mean, he was hammering that ball back there. I mean, like when I would try to catch, I couldn't catch his snaps. He was so hard. But like it's got, I mean, if you do it right, it's got some speed on it, and it's nice for quarterbacks. I think it's good for timing as far as plays goes, and that I think it's a little more predictable rather than the gun snap where the center pretty much just gun snaps it, between the legs. I personally like that if he gets good at it, develops that muscle memory where he can do that snap, and work just on the consistency of where that ball is, even if it's not outside of the quarterback's frame, too bad. That's going to be an effective snap. And what I also like is that the center can keep his head up and just worry about snap and then blocking assignment, and not have to worry, because I can remember back to how I was taught to snap gun. We were taught, under center, you would look back at the quarterback and then raise your head up. So it was like you look for the quarterback to give a signal. We went on silent. So he basically just picks his leg up, and then you'd have to look back up and then snap it. And so, because you don't want to snap with your head down, okay? I mean, that's how you get a broke neck. So that was one of the things that I've liked about the dead ball snap. It seems to be consistent. But if kids are working on it, you got to have multiple centers. I think people that you got to have multiple people that can snap the ball for you. It's just kind of part of the game. You can't just have one guy, because I mean I've had multiple years where we had a center go down. We had an all conference center, go out before the first game one time. So it's different, and so it's something that you've got to consider. Okay, so let's see what else is going on here. What offense does your school run right now? At least within the last few years, we've been Power I. But we've had a coaching change, so our systems, our offense is liable to change this year. Um, but yeah, that's that's what we've ran Power I for forever. I've been coaching it for 3 years now, and it's been fun. Um, but as far as defense, like we're still running 4-2-5. Um, in that regard. So I'm not really not sure. But yeah, that's and I've been under a lot of offenses, studied a lot. As a defensive coordinator, I really get into a lot of the main offenses, especially with the spread today's game. I mean, you see it everywhere. I mean, what's funny is like the spread. I mean, truly, what high school, college teams has actually bled over to the NFL in a lot of ways. Whereas in most years, what's run in the NFL trickles down to the lower levels, to college, to high school, to youth, and so forth. It's actually the opposite, in today's world. But that's kind of how football kind of revolves around. Things that we're doing now and defending now. Like we may be defending something completely different in 10 years, but it's actually just something that's recycled. I'm a firm believer if people can go out and run, if the wishbone was so successful in the 70s and 80s, I don't see why somebody couldn't bring it back today and tear defenses apart. 4-2-5 personally is my favorite. Out of all the years that I've coached and been a defensive coordinator, I've been all 4-2-5. It's to me, it's not a people get the 4-2-5 mixed up because they say it's a spread defense. It's for defending the spread. It's not true if you run it the correct way and you run. If you run up against a double wing team. I mean, we've got. I mean, we can line up to a double wing team. Don't have to change our defense. So that's kind of what we get into. I would say the one thing that I've studied the most this year, and when I say I've studied it, I really haven't done that good of a job with it. But I started. I've gotten several books on the wing T. I've actually picked up 3 books this year on the wing T, to essentially study it. Not necessarily worried. One of the books is defending it, so I definitely want to know how to run it in order to help me understand, what the offense is trying to do. So that's kind of what I do. And it's funny because offensive coordinators will learn, what defenses are coming out with, and so that it's a funny game when you start working in all that stuff. So it's awesome. I love it. It's just kind of part of what we do. So it's been a lot of fun. But we've been 4-2-5 for this will be actually the fourth year implementation of that. Um, the wing T, um, you know, what's funny about the wing T is there are several variations of the wing T, but the one that it's like everybody runs a. It's like there you'll find a lot of teams that run wing T. Um, you know, they're going to be so successful at running it. I mean, like they started running the wing. Like kids in the program started running the wing T when they were in the third grade, and like I've seen schools even in this state that have ran the wing T from third grade till the very last time that they're a senior in high school running the wing T. And I mean, they're doing awesome stuff. It's definitely an offense you have to buy into, and with the wing T, you can't get cute with it. And all wing T coaches will tell you that. It's definitely an offense where you definitely need to have the ability not to get bored with the offense. You need to stick to what its bread and butter is. Um, I mean, wing T. I mean, it's often been said that uh, you know wing T schools, wing T offenses are winning state championships. In December. Running the wing T year round, whereas as it starts to get cold, and this isn't for every place, but in a lot of ways, when it starts to get cold, those spread offenses aren't hitting on all cylinders. I've seen that. Um, I watched the state championship game back several years ago between two. Um, between I think I would say it was two wing T schools. Um, at least no one of them was. I mean, it was a quick game. Like it wasn't a pass happy game. Um, Mir's back. Chris will be back. But yeah, um, I, there's a couple different variations of wing T that I like. I've got a couple of books that I picked up this year. I know I've got one book that was off of Coach's Choice. That was as far as like installing the whole is like the base plan. It's from Dennis Crehan, I think. It was a good book on it. And then I've got a ebook that I downloaded and printed off, and it's from Joe Daniel Football on defending the wing T in the 4-2-5. And then let's see, what was the other one? And I've got the Delaware wing T, and it's an older book, it's actually still out in the truck, and I haven't got it out. But Delaware wing T is a little bit different. Mir, I did answer your question earlier. But my short version of your question would basically say you've got to work on quick burst movements. Whether it's not just going out and running for a long period of time, where some people like they make players run like a mile. Like they're football coaches that do that. I don't really believe. I'm not saying I don't believe in conditioning, because I do. I think conditioning, if you do it right, you do it right in practice, and you play fast, you practice hard, you don't have to condition. All right. And so, but what I mean is like you need to work on those quick burst speed movements that happen within 6 seconds of a football play. Average football play, somewhere between 5 to 6 seconds on an average play. So like it's working that speed in that short amount of time. That's why the 40-yard dash is, comparable in football. It's not comparable for every position, but if you look at guys that are running 40-yard dashes, especially at the high end level, I mean, they're moving, at 4.4 speed and stuff like that. And so, yeah, which is crazy all in itself. And I've seen guys with that kind of speed, but it's crazy. So that's kind of where we're at this point. So I'm probably going to stream for about 10 more minutes, and we're going to kind of get off here. So if you guys have final questions, if you guys have video suggestions, I'm looking for that stuff as well. Those are some different things as well. But we've got some different videos. I've got some more offensive stuff I've got to get released out to you guys as far as videos go. We've got some offensive stuff I was working on many years ago on this channel with the pistol diamond offense that I've got to get out. There's just a lot going on my channel right now. I've got a lot of topics to cover. I've been working on a visor video for you guys. Finally got it done, and that's kind of where I'm at this point as far as that goes. But yeah, definitely been a slower night from not having the giveaway, and I get it, but sorry. That's just what it is. I'm sorry, but that's kind of where we're at. But we'll be back in our next official live stream with something good. So y'all just hang in there, and we'll get back in there with it. Trayvon says, "Did you see the new Riddell Speedflex Diamond?" I have looked at that. I would say that, let me refresh myself on this, but I did look into it a little bit, but it's just definitely different from what's the diamond. Let's see, they had the diamond, which is for the most part, it just kind of looks like, if I'm seeing this right, it's kind of like that. You know, it's that 3D printed, high performance, absorbent, tunable component. So it's different. Um, I mean, they're reaching up there in price now. That's not something that we're going to afford anytime soon because they're at 480 the base price. I don't think that's something that we're going to see. We still just go to the regular old Speed Flex. It's great. Um, you know, it is what it is. But the diamond, I mean, it's very comparable to what the NFL was doing, colleges were doing with the, what they were doing with their, what's it called? Where they were essentially making the precision fit helmets, which is, crazy all in itself. So, yeah, no problem for just glad to help. So, Ewall says, I have small hands. How do I catch better? It's really just working on the fundamentals of catching. It has nothing to do with hand size. Um, you know, there are guys in the NFL that have massive hands that still can't catch. Okay, so it's all about technique. And what I would do is I would Google how to catch a football on YouTube. I don't have any videos on it, but like that's it's all about just working on those like fundamentals of just catching the ball. But that's what I would recommend. Trayvon says our whole team got the new Visus helmet, like 60 of them. That's crazy. I've seen the Visus. I've seen it in person. I say we're probably going to start seeing it to be a more common helmet that you see. But yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's definitely over the last few years it bled over to the NFL and to the college levels pretty well. But now, once it's been out for a few years, it becomes like a little more affordable in a way. I don't even know, what the Visus goes for right now, to be honest. Um, it's so Visus 01 costs $950 compared to man, that's wicked. That's crazy. I don't know about that, y'all. But yeah, that's that's good stuff. I mean, I just found I was looking here. I just typed in some stuff about Visus helmets. I found a team issued Notre Dame Visus helmet on eBay for well, that's $1,200. Wow, that's crazy. Looks neat. What else does this person have? They've got other cool things. It looks like they've got team. These are neat. Let's see here. I used to always like to try to find this kind of stuff on eBay. Try to find custom college stuff. This person's obviously got, an in at Notre Dame somehow. Or either has a massive collection of this kind of stuff. That's crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just scrolling through eBay to see if there's anything cool. This person has helmets and stuff. But anyway, that's interesting. So, um, seen the Zenith. Yeah, the Zenith helmet actually, from what I've heard, came in pretty good as far as the Virginia Tech ratings go. So that's good to see. Do a deal where you can pay over like 5 years. That does make a difference because helmet prices are ridiculous. I mean, we technically haven't even paid for our helmets yet. Yeah, we're just waiting to write the check on them. So that's kind of interesting, but that's cool though. I wish other places did stuff like that where you could do like payment options. I mean, that's smart. But I mean, it's an investment just like anything else. So I don't know. That's cool though. I don't understand. What I don't understand is like why I'm on eBay. I'm appalled that like how much people will try to sell like team issued jerseys for. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, I know that like it's one of a kind, but like it's like a number 50 jersey from 2018 shouldn't be worth $500. I'm sorry. Like I don't. I mean, unless that player is like big time player or something, I don't find that to be like that good. Anyway, I kind of got into buying game used like jerseys from the Razorbacks, but like the most I ever spent on one was 125, and it was like the most recent jersey that they had out. So I mean, that's the most I've ever put into one. Um, and they're nice. Like I mean, I've got a closet full of them, but they just sit there. So that's what it is. Um, well, in 4 minutes, I'm gonna get off here, um, and kind of end this thing here. I was looking. I can't remember what I was. What was funny? I was talking about Notre Dame. This page. These pads. I know somebody was asking about these, but yeah, these were the custom set of pads. I think they're Notre Dame. There's not many schemes of that, but yeah, those were cool shoulder pads I've had now for 3 years, I guess. Got them back on the channel and bought them off eBay. There was a seller that had a bunch of shoulder pads that were like surplus or something. And the reason I know they're from Notre Dame is that they had other pads on their eBay store that had Notre Dame stuff, and so that's where I got that from. So I'm just gonna look these up right quick and see if I can find these out there. Again, I don't know. I'm just kind of searching around. Not done many shoulder pad videos in a while, and that's something I definitely want to get back into. CPK, yeah, okay. Okay, so when do you think the alignment video will be up? As far as right now, it's probably going to be. I hate to say it, but it'll be in June for sure. It won't be. It probably won't be late June, but it's going to be June for sure. Just because I've got videos up until June 9th. So maybe it depends on what other videos I have rolling in here. But yeah, that's gonna be a June video, and then the other ones that kind of follow along will be probably July uploads, unless I really get on the ball and get a lot of these done. So that could happen. I could definitely go above and beyond. It just depends. So that's gonna be kind of where I go from this, but that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, as far as completing that set of videos. I just got them kind of going today. I got the first 3 videos done, but what it's going to end up being is we're going to do a free drill video series for offensive line, and then I'm going to post a whole collection of videos, resources, and so forth on my Patreon, and have some more exclusive drill videos on there. But for the most part, like this video that's going to come out is pretty general. It's going to be, just looking at the start, the stance, and so forth of the offensive line. Talk about the first couple steps we take, and that's going to kind of be the very start of this whole thing. But then we'll progress forward with that and move right along, and hopefully we'll get kind of more out of this. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna log off here and continue the rest of my night. And I just want to thank you guys for being in here. And I know a little different, not as I'd say entertaining, but we do we've got to do some different videos sometimes. So that's just kind of what we do from time to time. But I just want to I just want to thank everybody for being in here tonight and being part of the video, being part of the stream, leaving your questions on there. Maybe next time we should build up on some questions, so we'll have more questions for people to hear and so forth. But yeah, that's no problem, Trayvon. I'm glad to help and so forth. Hopefully that works out. Thank you, Inzer, as well. Thank you, everybody, for being in here, everybody that showed up and joined tonight. So we just want to say thank you so much. We'll see you guys probably in about a week or two before we do another live stream. We may do one kind of offhandedly on the weekend, but I don't know. It just kind of depends. So be looking for a new live stream, not this week, but the week after. At least not next week. So anyway, we'll see you guys next time. I'm Mr. Football, and I'm out of here. Gotta turn off the camera.